Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Deborah Spector, and I work as a librarian at the Business and Economics Department of the Los Angeles Public Library. The Los Angeles Public Library regularly offers programming to people with to offer information and resources to help them with their jobs, small businesses, and personal finance needs. Today's presentation will cover the Earned Income Tax Credit Program and updates on the California Golden State Stimulus, and is held in partnership with the Los Angeles Public Library's Business and Economics Department, Lifelong Learning Department, and the PACE Business Development Center. We have a few announcements prior to starting the presentation. April is Financial Literacy Month, and the library is hosting a variety of programming. Throughout the week, starting on Tuesday, April 6th, and running through Friday, April 9th, there will be a series of educational workshops presented by financial professionals on such topics as long-term healthcare planning, investing basics, banking, and savings accounts. Financial Literacy Week culminates on Saturday, April 10th, where you will have the opportunity to have a free private telephone consultation with a certified financial planner. To learn more about these programs and how to sign up for a free one-on-one consultation, visit www.lapl/financial-literacy-week. We also have a brief message from the City Controller's office, and once that message completes, we will start today's presentation.
Hello, I'm Los Angeles City Controller Ron Galperin, and I'm so pleased to be part of the Los Angeles Public Library's continued work to promote financial literacy. All year long, the library, through its outstanding Department of Lifelong Learning, hosts life-changing programs that teach and support financial empowerment, immigrant integration and inclusion, and health and wellness. And the best part about it is that it's all free. As controller of our city, I make sure that public dollars are being put to good use, keeping our government honest, responsive, and accountable. Because people want to know and deserve to know that their government is doing its best to serve them. While it's important for the city to plan how we use our money wisely, I want you all to know that it's just as important for you to do the same. Because the city's financial health depends on the financial health of all Angelenos. The programs that the library is hosting this week and throughout the year are here to help everyone succeed and to make positive financial choices for our futures. I'm so grateful to all of our libraries and incredible staff, and VITA and its volunteers for all they do to ensure that you and your families have the tools and resources not only to prepare your taxes, but to help you be on the right financial track. Thank you.
Okay. I'd now like to introduce today's presenter from the PACE Business Development Center. Today's presentation will be given by Yu Tseng. Yu Tseng is the Marketing Outreach Specialist at PACE Business Development Center. She promotes different small business development and finance programs and services to the local underserved small business community. She is also the outreach educator for the state program, Cal EITC. She is primarily educating Los Angeles low to moderate income workers and families about some tax credit programs such as the federal and California Earned Income Tax Credit, Young Child Tax Credit, and free VITA tax preparation service. With raising awareness and education, more people in need can learn about the programs and improve their lives with help and benefits. Please put your questions in the chat. We'll answer them today at the end of the presentation. Today's presentation is scheduled to end at 1 p.m. We're going to make a recording of today's presentation, which you'll be able to find on the library's YouTube channel. It will be available to view soon after our live program concludes. I'd now like to pass the presentation over to Yu. All right. Hi, you. If you can wait one moment, you are muted, so we'll have to have you please unmute yourself and restart, and then we're going to have you restart the presentation. And just make sure you unmute on yourself. We didn't hear anything once you went live. All right, let's make sure you get set up before you, so you can do that. All right, everybody, so sorry. One moment while we get this sorted out.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, thank you. Would you want to start over from screen and share your screen and start over from the beginning?
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Great, thank you so much.
Okay, can you hear me? Hi, everyone. I'm Yu. Thank you for being here today and to learn about the tax credit programs and some new updates that you should know as a taxpayer. We appreciate the opportunity to partner with the Los Angeles Public Library and bring the important information and messages to our communities during the tax season. And today I will go over the federal and California earned income tax credits and young child tax credits, qualifying child or dependent rules, how to claim and qualify for the EITC, and some Cal EITC new updates, and the Golden State stimulus payments, as well as the free tax filing service, FITA. And at the end, we will have a Q&A section. And before I start, I would like to briefly introduce our organization and business departments. Pacific Asian Consortium in Employment, also known as PACE, is a nonprofit community and business development organization. And founded in 1976, PACE created economic solutions to meet different needs and challenges in Los Angeles low to moderate income Pacific Asian and diverse communities. And under PACE, we have different departments. Our resource center provides job training, building resume, and job seeking services. And our Head Start department provides child and early child education, child care, and health services to children. We also offer affordable housing units throughout Mississippi and Central Los Angeles. And our HIP department provides environmental and energy services such as federalization and energy conservation, as well as the assistance with utility bill payments. And we also have business development center here at PACE, and I will talk about it in just a second. So if you are interested in any of these services, you can visit our PACE website, www.pacela.org, for more information. And besides helping individuals in need, we also assist the Los Angeles startups and small businesses to meet their business and financial goals. PACE Business Development Center, also known as PACE BDC, is a nonprofit CDFI and SBA microlender, award-winning SBA Women's Business Center that promotes the growth and economic expansion of Los Angeles small businesses through the provision of free one-on-one counseling and workshops on business training, lending, sidewalk funding, access to government contracts, and financial literacy available in multiple languages throughout the year. And during the pandemic, we assist small businesses with applying for different disaster loans, such as the second round of PPP loans and other low-interest business loan programs. And please note that we don't charge anything for our services. We are providing assistance to help the Los Angeles communities to get through different challenges and propel our local economy. So please take advantage of these free services and let us know what you need, and we are here to help. Okay, so let's back to our main topics. What is the earned income tax credit? So there are federal and state of California earned income tax credits, and there are also refundable tax credits, but their income limits and eligibilities and credit amounts are different. So let's talk about the federal earned income tax. The earned income tax credits, also known as EITC or EIC, is a federal tax credit program. It was enacted during the Ford administration by the Tax Reduction Act of 1975, and since then, it became the permanent tax credit program. And the former president, Ronald Reagan, has often quoted that the EITC is the best anti-poverty, the best pro-family, and the best job creation measure to come out of Congress. It is one of the largest anti-poverty programs in the nation. And it is a refundable tax credit, meaning the government will actually give you the tax refunds or tax credits to reduce your tax payment. And if you claim EITC, it won't affect claiming other types of tax credits. It is a benefit for working people for our family with low to moderate income. Those who qualify for EITC and claim the credits could pay less in taxes or even get a tax refund based on your income in the tax year, filing status, and number of qualifying children or dependents. And the low-income workers with no children or dependents are also eligible for the EITC. You can still claim the EITC on your 2017, 18, and 19 tax returns if you missed claiming it in the past 3 years and were eligible. So here is the EITC relief update. If your earned income was higher in 2019 than 2020, you can use the 2019 income amount to calculate your EITC credit for the 2020. So that gives you one more option if your EITC credit amount is higher by using your 2019 income to calculate.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but your slides are not advancing. I think you need to click on them to show the next one. I think that you might have been trying to show us, but they're not moving. So can you click on them?
Oh, it's not moving?
They aren't advancing. So why don't you, right now we're on the first slide, your introduction slide. So I think since you're on the view where we can see all the slides on the side, you need to click, you actually will need to be manually advancing the slides.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to bring us to the
Let
slide.
me change it back to Google Slides.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can you see it's moving now? Deborah, can you see the screen? It's moving.
There it is. Thank you. We can see it. And it's advancing now. Thank you.
So now, okay. So there are different requirements to qualify for the EITC. So let's go over the income requirements first. To qualify for the EITC, you must have earned income at least $1 from working for someone or from running or owning a business or farm in the tax year. So you can be an employee, self-employed worker, individual, independent contractor, or a business owner. So both of your earned income and adjusted gross income must be within certain limits to be eligible for the EITC. And your tax year investment income must be $3,650 or less for the year. And your earned income includes wages, tips, salaries, non-taxable combat pay, union strike benefits, and disability retirement benefits until you reach minimum retirement age. And benefits such as unemployment benefits, capital gains, Social Security disability insurance, SSI or military disability pensions are not considered earned income, but they can be included in your adjusted gross income. And there are some basic rules. You and your spouse must each have a Social Security number that is valid for employment and that was issued on or before the due date of your return. And married taxpayers must file jointly to qualify for this benefit. You can claim the EITC if your filing status is marriage filing joint separately. You must be a U.S. citizen or resident all year or a non-resident married to a U.S. citizen or resident and filing a joint tax return. And you must not file a foreign earned income or foreign earned income exclusion, and not claim as a dependent or qualifying child of another person. So here's the table for the tax year 2020 to show you all the income limits based on the number of children or dependents claim and the filing status. So as you can see, if you, let's say if you have no children or dependents and you're filing as a single, your maximum income limit is $15,820. If you are filing as a marriage filing jointly, your income limit is $21,710. And if you have 3 qualifying children or dependents and you're filing as single, your maximum income limit is $50,594. And if you are filing as marriage filing jointly, your maximum limit is $56,844. So both of your earned income and adjusted gross income must be no more than above income limit. And the EITC income limits change every year. So many of you, so many people received the unemployment benefit last year, like the regular one, or the PUI or the PUA. So it's just so the AGI may be higher than the earned income last year. So make sure your AGI is within the income limit. And the maximum federal EITC amount for the tax year 2020 is up to $6,660 with 3 or more qualifying children, and up to $538 with no qualifying children. And there are also some qualifying child or dependent rules. The qualifying child or dependents you list on your tax return must each have a social security number that is valid for employment and that was issued on or before the due date of your return. And the qualifying child must be a U.S. citizen, national, or resident. And in terms of the relationship, they must be the taxpayer's child or stepchild, whether by birth or adoption, foster child, sibling, or step-sibling, or a descendant of any of them. For example, your son, grandchild, sister, half-sister, step-brother, nephew can be also claimed as your dependent. And for the age requirement of the qualifying child or dependent, at the end of the following year, your child was younger than you or your spouse is filing a joint return and younger than 19 years old. Or at the end of the following year, your child was younger than you or your spouse is filing a joint return younger than 24 years old and he or she is a full-time student for at least 5 months of the tax year. Or at the end of the following year, permanently and totally disabled child may be included at any age. Only one person or one joint return may claim a child as a qualifying child for the tax benefit. And for the residency, the child must have the same main home as you or your spouse if filing a joint return in the United States for more than half of the tax year. And the child cannot file a joint return for the tax year. If your child filed a joint return, your child and his or her spouse file only to claim refunds of withheld or estimate taxes and were not otherwise required to file. So if you don't have a qualifying child or dependent, you or your spouse, if filing a joint return, must be at least age 25 but under 65 at the end of the tax year. And you have to live in the United States for more than half of the tax year and not claim as a dependent or a qualifying child of another filer. Okay, so let's talk about the California Earned Income Tax Credit, also known as Cal EITC. In 2015, California and the California Earned Income Tax Credit, Cal EITC. It is a state EITC. It is similar to the federal EITC program. And it is a supplemental boost to the federal EITC. And the Cal EITC is specifically for the low-income working individuals and families in California. This credit gives you a refund or reduce your tax owed. And it is based on your earned income and adjusted gross income in the tax year and family size. The maximum income limit is $30,000 for any family size. Young adults between 18 to 24 years old, or working adults over 65 years old, and the self-employed individuals are also eligible for the credit. And here are some new updates on the Cal EITC. The eligibility of Cal EITC and YCTC expanded to all qualified non-residents who file 2020 taxes with an individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN, or social security number. And the Cal EITC qualification process is the same for non-resident filers with an ITIN or SSN. So please note that these updates only apply to the California Earned Income Tax Credit, but not the federal Earned Income Tax Credit. And you may go up to 4 years to claim the Cal EITC by amending a state income tax return. Okay, so how to qualify, and you also have to have the taxable earned income in the tax year. Earned income and the adjusted gross income were both less than $30,001 last year. And your earned income can be from W-2 wages, self-employment, salaries, tips, or other wages subject to California withholding. And you are at least 18 or have a qualifying child, have a valid ITIN or SSN, even is issued for employment only, for you, your spouse, and any qualifying child or dependent. And the taxpayer information is confidential. So the California Franchise Tax Board won't share the information from tax returns with any state or federal agency regarding the immigration status. And you're not filing marriage filing separate if married, and you cannot be claimed as a dependent on someone else's tax return. And you have to live in California for more than half the year. Okay, so here is the table of 2020 Cal EITC credits. As you can see, the maximum income limit is $30,000 for any family size, and here is the maximum credit amount. If you have no qualifying children, then you can get up to $243 of a Cal EITC. And if you have 3 or more qualifying children, you'll get $3,027 from the Cal EITC. And here is the federal EITC maximum credit amount that we went over. So the Young Child Tax Credit, also known as YCTC, was introduced in 2020. It was last year, so it's a very new tax credit program. If you qualify for Cal EITC and have a child under the age of 6 as of the end of the tax year, you may also qualify for an additional $1,000 through this credit. And together, these state credits can put hundreds or even thousands of dollars in your pocket. And you must qualify for the Cal EITC to be eligible for YCTC, meaning you are at least 18 years old and made $30,000 or less. Okay. So how to claim the EITC, Cal EITC, and YCTC if you are filing taxes by yourself? For the federal EITC, you can't get to the EITC unless you file a federal tax return and claim it. If you have a qualifying child or dependent, you must file the Schedule EITC listing the children with the Form 1040 or Form 1040 SR is for the U.S. tax return for seniors. And for the Cal EITC and YCTC, you can download and complete Form 3514 and include with your California tax return. And file your state tax return is required for both Cal EITC and YCTC. And the ITIN finally don't need to provide supporting identification information to file returns and claim Cal EITC and YCTC. And if you qualify for any of these programs, you must file a tax return with the IRS or the California Franchise Tax Board to claim the credit, even if you owe no taxes or are not required to file. And your CPA or tax preparer to be able to assist you to claim the tax credits on your tax return if you qualify. Okay. So many of you might have heard about the updates about the new tax day. So federal and California income tax filing due date for individuals has been extended to May 17 this year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And as you know, the average cost for a paid tax preparer is nearly $300. So you can save that by filing your taxes for free with the Frontier Income Tax Assistance, FITA. If you qualify for the EITC or Cal EITC, you also qualify for the free FITA tax prep service. Because this year, the FITA's income requirement is $57,000. And here at PACE, we also provide the free tax filing service every year in the past, but currently our FITA service is unavailable. You can also get the free tax help at another FITA. You can use the FITA or TCE locator at the link here on the FTB website. If you are 60 years old or above, you can use the tax counseling for the elderly, TCE at no cost. So here's another good news. California provides the Golden State Stimulus payments of $600 or $1,200 to all taxpayers who receive Cal EITC and or file taxes with an ITIN on the 2020 tax return. To qualify, you must file your 2020 tax return by October 15 this year, and you have to be a Cal EITC recipient and or an ITIN filer with a valid ITIN, not a pending ITIN, and who made $75,000 or less of total California adjusted gross income. And you have to live in California for more than half of the 2020 tax year and be a California resident on the date payment is issued and not be eligible to be claimed as a dependent. Okay, so if you meet the qualifications, you may receive either a one-time $600 payment that applies to the Cal EITC recipients, or not a Cal EITC recipient, but file taxes with an ITIN, or your spouse files with an ITIN if filing a joint return, and made $75,000 or less of total CA AGI. Or one-time $1,200 payment that applies to the Cal EITC recipient and file taxes with an ITIN, or if your spouse have an ITIN and made $75,000 or less of the total CA AGI. So keep in mind that you don't need to do anything to get the payments, and you will receive your payments by direct deposit or check in the mail per tax return after the eligible 2020 tax returns are processed by the franchise tax board. And typically, you will receive these payments using the refund option user letter on your tax refund. And the payments are anticipated to begin mid-April this year. So here are some useful websites that you can find more detailed information and resource, or you can also contact the agencies if you have if you want to check the status of your tax refunds, or if you have any specific questions. So the federal earned income tax credit, IRS is in charge, and you can visit their website for more information. And then for the California earned income tax credit, young child tax credit, and Golden State stimulus payments are handled by the California Franchise Tax Board. So the Cal EITC and YCTC combined with the federal EITC increase the potential value of tax credits up to $8,000 for low-income working families. The EITC tax credit programs immediately help low-income households with living expense like food, rent, childcare, tuition, and medical bills. So a refund can be life-changing for many people and families. And these tax credit programs lead to long-term positive outcomes in health, financial stability, life quality, and education for working families. It helps improve the poverty issues and develop our local economy. So you have been working so hard and contributing the tax payments for years. So you should put the money back in your pocket if you qualify. And also take advantage if you are a non-resident filing taxes with ITIN or SSN. This is the very first year that the non-residents may also qualify for Cal EITC and YCTC if they meet the requirements. They have also worked so hard and paid taxes to our state. So they should claim the tax credits that they deserve this year. And IRS estimates 4 of 5 or 80% of eligible taxpayers claim and get this important credit. And 1 in 5 eligible taxpayers are missing out on getting cash back. So many people still don't know about these tax credit programs, and especially the new immigrants. They might miss out on these tax credits for years. That's why we are here to raise awareness and educate in our communities. So I'm here to call for action. Please help spread the word to your family, friends, social groups, or social media, so more people can learn about these important tax credits. And you can contact me for one-on-one counseling. If you want me to estimate your EITC credit amount or eligibility. And you can also sign up for more new updates on the EITC and our free services as the link here. And here is my business card. I'm Yu again. I'm the marketing outreach specialist at PACE Business Development Center and outreach educator for the Cal EITC program. And here is our office address. And this is my work and cell phone number. And this is my email. So if you email me, it's a good way to reach out to me. Okay, and this is our website. And you can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. And here is our PACE BDC website and our EITC website and our PACE BDC workshop calendar. So you can register for our upcoming workshops. Okay. So that is it for my presentation today. Are there any?
Great. Thanks, Yu, so much for going through the presentation. We did have one question come in so far, and if people have other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat and we will get to them. The question we have is, does the income limit exclude unemployment insurance? I'm so sorry. Does the income limit exclude unemployment assistance?
Unemployment assistance. So, so as I mentioned earlier, that your income limit is based on your earned income and the AGI and the adjusted gross income. So the adjusted gross income have to be within the income limit, and the unemployment benefit is also included in the adjusted gross income.
Okay.
So you will use it to determine your eligibility.
And there was a clarification that this was a question regarding the California EITC, and does your answers remain the same? This is for the California EITC?
Yeah, this also applies to the California EITC.
Okay, thank you. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. I'll give another minute for them to do that. And if people, I just want to ask you really quick while we wait to see if any more questions come in. So you said that you're available for one-on-one assistance, and would you help people over the phone or via video chat? What's the method you would help people with if they have any questions?
Yeah, I'm available on the phone too. Yes, you can. Yes, sure. You can call me directly, or you can email me first to schedule.
Okay, great. I don't see any more questions coming in. So I guess maybe we have some other questions. Just want to remind everybody that the video will be posted again later today. So if you wanted to review anything, the video will be available at that time. I'll keep an eye on the chat right now, but let me just go through some of the last items that we have while we wait to see if any more questions come in. Again, I'd like to thank you for today's presentation, and thank the participants who had some questions, who shared their questions. Again, the presentation will be posted later today on the library's YouTube channel. You can also find more information about where to go for VITA services or free tax help on the library's website. We have a web page specifically for tax help. It's www.lapl.org/taxes. And please remember to keep an eye out, and you can register for the many upcoming presentations on financial literacy that the library is hosting this month. All of the information is found on the library's events calendar, and we can share that link with you. Let me just make sure. All right, here came another question. It says, I use TurboTax for a personal tax report. If I qualify for GSS, can I still tax? Can I still do my report on TurboTax? And I think that question will come up on the screen as well in just one moment.
Okay, so yeah, even though you are using the TurboTax to file your taxes, as long as you claim the Cal EITC, then you will automatically receive the GSS payment.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Give another minute for anybody else who has any other questions. Okay, let's see if anything else came in. Okay. And let's see. All right. Well, it looks like those are all the questions that have come in, So thank you again so much for your time today. Those of you who want to review the presentation, again, you can find it on the library's YouTube channel. We want to just thank everybody for coming, and we'd like to wish everybody a wonderful afternoon. Thanks so much.